Hello, this is a honest review of the Gunai 27 e-bike. I bought this bike a couple of months ago for I think €900 in the Amazon store. That was delivered. So they sell this and the 29-inch, and I bought the 27 mainly because I wanted the family to be able to ride it as well. I usually ride a 29. I'm 6 foot tall, but this is also quite comfortable, and this is where the seat and the handlebars are for me. So the first thing to note is that when it came to me, it had this scratch that happened in packing. I contacted them and they said they'd give me a credit against something else. In the end, I didn't use it. It's not too bad. I'll paint over it. I couldn't be bothered to return the bike just for that. So first thing is the motor, which is one of the reasons to buy this bike, because it's got a pretty powerful motor, and I think more powerful than you can get in most of Europe. I know most of Europe has legislation to say that 250 is the maximum wattage. This is a 750 watt bike, 48 volts. It's pretty fast. It will assist up to about 40 or 50 Ks, I think. So as you can see, I've done 245 Ks on it. You've got 3 levels of assist. I usually ride it in one, and then if I come to a big hill, I go up. The battery bar is the only way you can see how much life is in the battery. And that will go down and then come back up. So if you ride it pretty hard, it will go down to say 3 bars and then come back up to 4 bars. In terms of range, I think I'm getting about 90 Ks out of it. And that's where we live, is pretty hilly. So it's almost always assisted, or at least half of the ride is assisted. And it's quite a lot of assistance is used as well. I think if you live somewhere flattish, you could easily get something like 150 Ks out of it. And that's from a 10 amp hour battery, 10.4 amp hour battery. Again, I was thinking whether to get the bigger bike, bigger battery, 15 amp, which is kind of, it sticks out a bit, but this is really nice. I mean, it's integrated well into the frame. Okay, this is how you remove it. You just put the key in, take the battery out, and there you go. And it comes with a charger. It's quite a neat system. And then it will tell you how much battery life's in there, green, blue, or red. And then you can charge the bike. You can charge it on the bike if you like. You get a little plug there to charge the bike. Okay, so something else I wanted this bike for is that it has a twist throttle, so you can power it using this, which I think again in Europe it's basically not allowed, but they still sell this with a twist throttle, and you can ride it basically like a twist and go if you wanted. It will work quite well with that. If you then use the pedals as well, sometimes it falls over, so it doesn't know. Let's say you start off with twist throttle, then you go into pedal, the assistance will drop completely, and then it will come gradually back up. So you've got to manage that kind of twist versus pedal transition. And it can be a bit tricky, but you know, you just get used to it. I like the fact that it's got a twist, so I'm prepared to deal with it. So in terms of gears, the bike comes with 7 gears, 7-gear derailleur. The rear set is let me see, yeah, so MF TZ 507, so that's 7 speeds. The lowest cog on here I think is 13. You have to look, and the reason that's relevant is that when it came with a 44 tooth front cog, and I've changed it to a 52 because if you got it in the 7th gear and you pedal, when you're up to about 35 Ks, your legs are frantically going round, and it feels like it needs a bigger front sprocket, or it needs a lower gear or a higher gear, whichever it is. So I basically always ride it in 7th, and so I've put this on today, which was the easiest job. It's a 130mm BCD sprocket. I got this on Amazon, 52 teeth versus 44 for the original, and this was, I think, 28 euros. Yeah, so that made it nicer to ride. So again, we've got the twist throttle. You turn it on here. Obviously, basically it just reads your speed, and these up and down, all they do are the assistants. You can change, again, in Europe, you are limited to 20 assistants up to, I think, 25 Ks. Okay, so 8, yeah, I think this is the one that tells you assistant, when it stops assistance. That's 50 Ks. So okay, so that you can hear is, I assume, the headstock, and either it's the bearings in the headstock or what. But it's not ideal. You can definitely feel it when you're braking. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think if I can fix it for about 25-30 euros, then fine. It shouldn't happen on a brand new bike, but I guess you know, everything else is pretty good. So apart from that and the gearing, I've been pretty happy.